Let me just be crystal clear. I have not sold a single Pepe, not a single Pepe that I own. I'm not planning on selling a single Pepe that I own. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to present a case for me buying some more Pepe here because I think that this rally has quite a bit to go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Max here with Because Bitcoin. And today I skipped doing my 10-minute max video because I cannot possibly condense all of what I have to share into 10 minutes. No stone will be left unturned. I promised you guys a monster video, and it's going to basically cover everything that I talk about on Twitter. Before we dive into the charts, guys, two things. One, I need you to like the video. All right. YouTube really requires that I ask people to like. It helps push the content, helps us grow. So like, and also if you are new, please consider subscribing. Again, we are growing so quickly, and it's because of you guys. And we're so thankful for the support. But before I share new charts, we're going to rewind the charts just a little bit. Take a look back at where Pepe was about 3 weeks ago. You're going to look back on this region right here, and the chart's going to look something like this. All right. This is going to be that area where within a very, very short period of time, you're going to see just like Doge and SHIB have done, you're going to see it mark up like this, kind of reaccumulate, and then, pop again like this. And then it kind of does the old, meme coin pattern, whatever. I don't think you want to miss the forest through the trees on this one. Okay. Don't get caught up in the local range, because this local range might turn out to just be kind of like if you had bought anywhere in here, you're going to look back and the chart's going to look like this. Now that we've gone back in time and we took a little look at where we were at 3 weeks ago, I think it can help provide some perspective, right? Everybody's a little bit nervous. We've rallied aggressively. I get people messaging me a lot. You sold? Are you going to sell? Are things overextended? Was this the top? Let me just be crystal clear. I have not sold a single Pepe, not a single Pepe that I own. I'm not planning on selling a single Pepe that I own. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to present a case for me buying some more Pepe here because I think that this rally has quite a bit to go. I'm going to share a chart with you guys. All right. And it's not a Pepe chart. We're going to talk about everything Pepe related, everything altcoin related, but I have to set the stage here with Bitcoin. Okay. Because whether we like it or not, altcoin performance, including Pepe and memes, are going to be somewhat tethered, no pun intended, to Bitcoin. So let's dive in here. We are going to take a look at this chart first. Okay. Now, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you have most certainly seen this chart already, but we need to go through it again. All right. Because today, we actually just made a new, let's start here first. So we made a new all-time high. And, what happened is basically we just completely cheated right off of the all-time high, which is precisely what happened in December of 2020. We swept the all-time high and we spent like a week or week and a half in drawdown, bleeding, rebalancing the books. And then look what happened after, right? So, today was really great. And then it turned really awful. I mean, not really, right? I literally do not care. But I understand the emotions attached to it, especially for those where this is their first cycle. So, yeah, it was euphoria, and then it's completely over. So I'm not worried about it at this point, guys. I'm not worried about it at all. But I digress. We need to talk about this chart here first. So just a quick refresher here: Bitcoin up top, Bitcoin dominance bottom left, and total 2 on the right. Another little refresher: Bitcoin dominance is Bitcoin represented as a percentage of the total crypto market cap. So right now it's 53.6%. That means that Bitcoin represents just over half of all of crypto. All right. Bitcoin USD, it's just Bitcoin. You guys know that. Total 2 is crypto minus Bitcoin. All right. This is your altcoin index, including Ethereum. I've marked out every previous all-time high, or at least, excluding the one where Bitcoin was like, under $100. But the previous 2, and I guess now 3 all-time highs are marked by purple dots, and also here with these horizontal lines. Bitcoin dominance, I've also marked out the Bitcoin all-time highs. When Bitcoin USD made an all-time high, where we were for Bitcoin dominance. Okay. Now we're going to rewind the chart just a little bit and take a look at basically where we were at 2 or 3 weeks ago. All right. Talking about more or less just this, and how I think at the time we were at about 51K. We were just about to start rallying. And basically the thesis was the best is yet to come. All right. Bitcoin monthly RSI is basically just about to break 70, which now it has. We're above our bear market or previous bull market complacency shoulder, and things are about to rally. Okay. Bitcoin monthly RSI is about to break through 70. It looks like we're about to go into price expansion. So what could we potentially expect? Perhaps another alt season, right? Right as Bitcoin monthly RSI crosses 70, perhaps we get another crazy alt season, so people are going to start rotating Bitcoin into altcoins, or even just maybe just buying altcoins straight up, and probably dramatically outperforming that of just holding Bitcoin. So we're approaching the mania phase of the cycle, like where things are about to get crazy. Things are about to get really crazy. I am fully deployed, expecting higher. Our community here, because Bitcoin has been, fully exposed, like zero cash or stable coins since Bitcoin was at 28K and Ethereum was at 1684 was our exact entry. We've been playing things like Dimension, which we're up 100% on that launch last week. We're up on Say, we've been buying Say since like 30, 40, 50 cents. Now today it's pushing, 80 cents, 90 cents. We've been playing STX since sub $1. Now it's at $2.50. We have been absolutely crushing in our community. We got into TIA at $2.50. It's almost $20 now. We're gonna dive into this. So looking at this cycle here in 2017, all right, when Bitcoin USD made an all-time high. And by the way, guys, it did the same thing it just did. Look, we swept the previous all-time high. Here, let's even zoom in a little bit. We'll go to the daily time frame. All right, just so you guys can see. All right, we got to go right here. Same exact thing. We swept the all-time high and we nuked, just like we did right over here, guys. It's happened every single time. So just relax, all right? Everybody's nervous. I get it. All right, now let's zoom back out. Okay, but I just have so much I want to talk about, guys, because there's just so many points to address. I get a lot of questions, but we're going to come full circle here. All right, so hang with me. When Bitcoin makes an all-time high, guys, what's something that we have seen every single time? Well, besides the fact that we make an all-time high and then we nuke, um, for a very, very short period of time, what happens is we also see Bitcoin dominance start to get destroyed. All right, and what that means is if Bitcoin USD is moving up and Bitcoin is losing market share, again, this percentage is dropping, that means that altcoins are performing much better than Bitcoin. So again, I have the previous all-time highs marked out by this dot. Again, and then really shortly after, Bitcoin dominance typically nukes and we get alt mania. Okay. And your mailman's going to start asking you about crypto. All right. So again, nothing is different. We swept the previous all-time high. Again, we swept it. We're nuking. This has happened the previous two times as well. This doesn't show that example, but we just did over here. And Bitcoin dominance appears to be stalling out. And again, what happens over here when Bitcoin makes an all-time high purple dot? Bitcoin went up 1,580%. Altcoins went up 40,000%. Last cycle, Bitcoin went up 250%. Altcoins went up 715. If Bitcoin even pulls a 2x from here, and goes from 63 where it's at right now to, let's just say, 130, I would at least expect altcoins to put in a 2x over that minimum. All right, minimum. So that would be, altcoins, go up to 3.5 trillion for total too. And truthfully, I expect a lot more. Okay, I expect a lot more than that. All right. But yeah, guys, this is we're following and we're tracking perfectly. Now, how does this relate to Pepe? How does this relate to alts? Well, we kind of covered that, right? Bitcoin dominance down, total two should be up, especially as we break through an all-time high. Let's bring this full circle, right? Why are we talking about this? Well, something to also note is that your mid caps haven't been doing anything right now, and that's precisely what happens until Bitcoin makes an all-time high, guys. Your favorite altcoin between 100 market cap and 15 market cap by ranking are going to sit and wait. All right, but let's talk about Pepe now, guys, because Pepe's been a trade that, again, we've been tracking on this channel for, probably 6 months now. It's finally starting to play out. We showed a little bit of a clip earlier, but let's take a look at it, guys. So, the video that we showed earlier, maybe we could run it again here. We were down here, and our argument this whole time was that, this is doing something comparable to what Doge did, last cycle. And they were both around 500 million market cap, and they broke out. And the big question is, where are we at within this cycle? First of all, let me just say this again. Have I sold any Pepe? No. Am I planning to sell any Pepe anywhere around here? No. All right. Absolutely not. Okay. But here's the thing, just because I'm doing it doesn't mean that you should necessarily do it. All right. I am on a different journey of my own right now. Um, I have been doing analysis on this for months and months. And I have a lot of conviction in it. And I also have a stomach for volatility that, has grown over years and years of trading and investing and studying and working through conditions. So, again, if you've made enough money to change your life, go change your life. I'm a guy on the internet just talking to you about his thesis. Follow me or don't. You know what I mean? It's up to you as an individual. But let's um let's do this actually. So we're gonna look at all these pairs. Yeah, we're gonna look at Pepe versus Doge again. One of your guys' favorites, one of my favorites. So the idea has been, and we're gonna throw on some drawings here, some that you guys are familiar with. The thesis has more or less been that, when we were down here, that was basically the equivalent of Doge right here, in 2020. All right. And I've got some more charts to put up here. And actually, let's just make it fancy, right? Let's adjust our coloring. We talked about this before, guys. This idea of, multiples over the previous high. So for Pepe, at first Pete, and I've adjusted these slightly since the second video. You go back to the weekly. Um, but we talked about this, how the hope is that, we have these legs, right? So, leg one, leg two, leg three. And here, I'll even throw these on here. How, the hope is that, we can climb and have a big leg one and leg two so that ultimately we can reach, higher levels of extension, when the time comes. So, the big question I keep getting is like, where are we? Are we in leg one? Is this still leg one? Are we in leg two? Guys, truthfully, the answer is I don't know exactly where we are. Like, we need to let more time pass. Down on the lower time frames, right? Like, I feel like we're not quite there yet. And actually, I am going to put on some red candles here just so we can see the selling. But, we're gonna have to wait a couple weeks to figure out where we are. Like, this could very easily, result in, like, just an immediate buyback and we move up significantly, and then, I'd have a more definitive answer. But, the point, just a quick reminder here for you guys, is that unlike normal, crypto tops, meme coins do the opposite. So, like, leg 1 would be the smallest, all right? And then leg 2 would be, the medium. It does an inverse capitulation. So small, medium, and then, large. See, each percentage gain is bigger than the last. Okay. So we're picking up steam here, guys, on Pepe. Like, whether we pull back here or not, in my opinion, we're somewhere between leg one and leg two. I'm entertaining this scenario right now of, maybe this was, expedited leg one, this is maybe leg 2, and then leg 3, would get bigger and bigger. But I'm also, guys, I'm also entertaining this, all right, where, we don't have to have a leg 3 necessarily. And I'm entertaining the idea that, like, this was leg 1, and then this is gonna be leg 2, so this was pretty big, but leg 2 should be bigger. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Like, and the big difference here, and why I say that, is that we didn't really have a clear leg one like Doge did. Like, see how clear this was, where we rallied off the bottom, had a nice pullback for, over a week, and then moved up. We haven't had that yet. And the thing that throws me off about all of this is that this leg one commenced under the previous all-time high for Doge. All right, so let me just, so you see leg one here, we, reaccumulated. Here, let me draw an arrow. We reaccumulated under the all-time high. In my opinion, if we were going to have a leg one, like, it should have been right around here. And that was kind of what I was thinking, truthfully, guys. But we just blew through it, right? And we made an all-time high pretty quickly. So we may have skipped leg one altogether. Like, it may just be a leg one and leg two. So we could be, somewhere, um, kind of already doing our, like, consolidation or chop, or this is a huge leg one. Leg two is going to go from here to, let's just say even, like, 12 billion or even 24 billion. And then if we threw back on leg three, it would literally take us to like 100 billion, right? Not to be all moon boyish or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know where we are exactly. All I know is that this isn't showing signs of a meme coin top. Um, like, I mean, locally, obviously, like locally, we're putting in a top, and we have, but this is totally within like our bounds, like our normal bound for what to expect with a meme coin. Um, you have to slide and adjust your mindset for the type of volatility that you expect. If you know, I a year ago, if Pepe would pull back 2%, or not even a year ago, right? It's not that old. If it's back here in July, right? If we pulled back 3%, that was big, right? That was a big pullback. 30% pullback now, nothing. That's normal. That's normal. And it's hard for me to be bull or bearish anything, even if we're pulling back locally. Wow, Bitcoin is right here. Again, we are at the purple dot, and again, we have pulled back. And I don't have the third example on here, but we're doing more or less what we've always done, even though we're, locally it looks terrible, right? Like that's not fun. We could pull back even, another 20%. Everything could get ravaged, right? But it's about zooming out and understanding like how things typically play out and using them as a rough guide. So, anyways, the big question is, where are we? Are we in leg one? It's possible, maybe this was leg one, maybe this is like a weak and pathetic leg two, and then, leg three would be like, we top out here or here. I don't really think that's the case, guys. Truthfully, I think we're kind of skipping leg three. Like, I think we just completely skipped it. I think that this was your leg one that actually extended higher than your Doge leg one, because again, Doge commenced and finished leg one under the previous all-time high where Pepe's is above. So I'm looking for this to be your leg one, which is more explosive than Doge's was. And then I'm looking for leg two, probably go down here a little bit more, maybe retest the previous all-time high. I'm not sure. It wouldn't surprise me to see, something even up here, 25, 25 bill, 24 bill. Um, and then I mean it's possible even we just put in like a blow off top then, right? And we just like go to 50 bill, or I don't know. But what I'm looking for right here, guys, is this to hold, right? And then we move up, something like this. All right. We're gonna bull flag, we're gonna put in a move like this. And again, I don't know exactly where it goes. But we're gonna be tracking it closely. And again, point being is study what happened here. Small, medium, large. Meme coins inverse capitulate, right? The moves get bigger as the higher we go. So what's the likelihood that like Pepe is just like globally topped here? In my opinion, it's unlikely unless this time is very, very different. But I mean, expect a lot of volatility. Okay. Not everybody has a stomach for this. All right, let's see. So now I want to talk about this. Okay. Get rid of that. We'll get rid of market caps. All right. Here's another scenario as well, guys. I'm looking for this 2.618 to play as well. So again, my base case has been that we are in an expedited version of Doge last cycle in 2020 through 2021. Looking at them, on the weekly time frame, countdown to bar close, we have 5.5 days almost to fix this weekly candle. Like this could end up like we could close the week up here. You just don't know yet, like it's too early. And either way, this isn't even that ugly, right? Like it just doesn't really matter that much what happens locally. So, looking at this, and actually I'm going to put some red candles back on now just so we can see like when things sold. We'll keep some gold though for Doge. I'm entertaining the idea that, we're somewhere kind of around here as well, which kind of, would align with the theory that we're not really doing leg one or, leg three, where it would be more like on the high time frame, we do this. And then, we have a really big kind of second leg like this. So for Doge, again, it's never going to fit perfectly, right? But we're trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. We're using fractals and previous sets of price action to try to guide us on our move forward. So it would be something like this, and again, we're above the previous all-time high. We're above the previous all-time high. Doge basically spent like 2 months in here, after putting this candle like 1, 2, and then finally up. So, maybe Pepe spends, the rest of March here, chopping around, not having a great time, chopping people up. And then it puts in a big explosive move like Doge here. And we, ultimately would tag the 2.618. It's pretty interesting to see that, how Doge literally topped at this 2.618, like almost perfectly. It's actually very, very cool. Um, so keep this in mind, guys. Like this is another scenario. It's never going to be perfect, but I'm looking for this to hold here. Like we could come back, retest the previous all-time high, but um, I really am expecting, and it could be a big pullback, right? Like how much are we already off this high? I mean, this is painful. 32%. I mean, that is not a small pullback, guys. I mean, this is why I say don't check the if you're still holding and you're committed to a long-term play, don't go refreshing your portfolio values all the time. Okay. So again, this looks totally fine. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking we didn't do leg one. I'm kind of thinking we just went right to leg two, and this is our leg two. But again, I will update you guys as things evolve. We're constantly getting new price actions. So again, I need to be flexible with my own biases, and we just got to kind of roll with what the market gives us. All right. But anyways, this from here would be, if we tag that 2.618, again, that would be from right here, 17x, which I'm sure most people would be more than happy with. And again, we could certainly go higher. Like nobody knows for sure. We need to just once we have more price action, like if we spend 2 weeks doing this, I will have more confidence in where we're at. And then if we also go up here and we're grinding and pressing against the 2.618, then we're probably going higher than that. If we hit the 2.618 and don't immediately like shoot down from it like Doge did and it's clearly a top, then guess what? We're going a lot higher. And again, it's you're looking at this and I'm like, Bitcoin hasn't even made like a real all-time high yet. Like we kind of did, but not really. Um, I can't possibly be bearish anything while Bitcoin dominance hasn't even rolled over yet. We haven't had alt season, and here's where we're at with meme coins, right? I can't possibly be bearish yet. It's just not. I'm not seeing the data yet. I'm not seeing it. If presented with it, I'd be happy to, shift my bias. But as of right now, things look good. We were early to this move here because Bitcoin as well. We were early to not just Pepe, but also Doge because we recognize that when Bitcoin makes an all-time high, like it has here back in 2017, like it did here in 2020, and like it kind of just did today. I mean, it really did. Doge goes absolutely nuts afterwards, right? So Doge has been performing very well. We were in front of this move. We recognized that, Bitcoin's going to make an all-time high. Meme coins are going to catch a rotation and probably, a front run rotation now that we have more price history. So we were early on this as well. So again, until we start to see signs that things are topping here, Doge still has a lot of room to go. And Doge is the Bitcoin of meme coins. It's the OG. It's been around the longest. It's proof of work. It's decentralized. Like that's your Bitcoin in the meme genre. All right. So again, Doge has a lot of room to grow here, and of course that would mean that Pepe, which is I'm treating as Doge beta, um, has plenty of room to go. So let's look at these pairs, guys. A lot of people were, talking to me on Twitter or on X, and they were like, what about my meme coin, and what about Shib and Floki and Whiff, whatever. So I put this together, and I've talked about this on X as well, but we're gonna dive into this a little bit here. So there's been kind of this hot ball of money rotating where one meme will pump, then another one will pump. And all I'm concerned with right now is that my meme coin of choice being Pepe, which is my biggest one, is outperforming the other ones that have attention. And again, there's no emotions in this, right? It's just there's data in front of me and I'm interpreting it. So what does this look like? To me, it looks like all of these tickers bonk against Pepe, you know, down. That means that Pepe has been performing better than Doge. All right. What about, or I'm sorry, Bonk. Pepe's been performing better than Bonk. Doge Pepe down. That means that Pepe's been performing better than Doge, as expected, right? Shib, same thing, down. Floki, same thing, down. Whiff looks like it's about to break down. And by the way, I do own some Whiff as well. I'm rooting for all of them, right? Like you shouldn't be like making fun of other meme coin projects. Like, we want the whole asset class to bubble. Like, we want every single meme coin to have attention, and hopefully we pick the winner, right? And I think that as the data shows it right now, it clearly seems as though Pepe is the winner, right? And again, that's not emotional. There's no emotions in it. I'm looking at the data. If suddenly, if suddenly SHIB does this and it moves back up and flips all of this, and turns it into, support up here, I'm probably going to buy a lot of SHIB, okay? Because that's a clear shift in the data. But as of right now, guys, they look weak. Like, would you buy these charts? These look like they've capitulated, So again, Pepe is clearly the winner so far. But yeah, I mean, it's like, again, I'm not rooting against other meme coins, but we're tracking these closely. I'm tracking every bit of data I possibly can, as meme coins grow to be taken more seriously within the crypto space. And again, it's about picking the winners. And as of right now, certainly looks like Pepe is, poised to be the winner. But look, it's we have a long way to go, guys. We have a really, really long way to go, in my opinion. And the reason for it is, um, this chart mainly. Again, it goes back to Bitcoin. So, like, ignoring what's happening locally here, um, we've done this every time, right? We've done this every single time where we sweep the all-time high and we nuke. We sweep the all-time high, we nuke. We sweep the all-time high and we start to nuke, right? I don't know why. Maybe it's just people taking advantage of those that are overly eager for price discovery. Open interest builds up, probably that. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory and it's an attempt to get bears short, and think it's completely over, and then they have fuel to squeeze them. Or maybe it's just, people literally selling Bitcoin into altcoins. There's a lot of different reasons, but I mean, look, you're going to see your top when, Bitcoin dominance peaks, right? So let's actually do this again. So let's just study this. All right. Let's study this here. And again, this Bitcoin dominance is, I mean, it's important, guys. Like, it's really, really important. So let's hide this and let's put on Bitcoin dominance. So, what have we seen as Doge puts in? And again, we have to use Doge because, like, it's got more cycles, right? But it's really helpful that we have all this price data. So when Bitcoin dominance bottoms, Doge puts in a top. When Bitcoin dominance bottoms, Doge puts in a top, right? We didn't have Bitcoin dominance back here yet. But what we can see here with Pepe, guys, like, intraday price action aside, locally, like, whatever, Bitcoin dominance has literally been up only since inception. Pepe has never existed while Bitcoin dominance has capitulated. All right. So what I'd be looking for again here is Bitcoin dominance to move down. And when we start to see signs that Bitcoin dominance is bottoming out, I'm sure that Pepe and Doge and everything, it's going to be so, so much higher. We haven't even had alt season yet, guys. Again, that's what I keep trying to explain, is that it may feel like things have gone crazy and we're making all this money, and we are. But if this cycle is similar to other cycles, we are not seeing the signs of, like, global tops being put in, or even high time frame tops being put in yet, because we haven't even had alt mania. We haven't had it yet, guys. This is alt mania. When this chart, Bitcoin dominance, moves down, that's alt mania. Here, let me even throw Doge on here again, just because we have. Okay, here's Doge. So again, here's the Doge chart. All right. We're going to mark out the previous all-time highs with purple dots for Bitcoin. All right. So here was Bitcoin's all-time high. We'll make it purple just so it lines up with the other charts. And then here's Bitcoin's other all-time high. And then just today, Bitcoin made a new all-time high, right? And then the blue dot is when Bitcoin dominance has bottomed and Doge has topped, right? So we'll mark that out as well. So again, we are just not seeing the writing on the wall yet, guys. We are not seeing signs of it yet. We're at the purple dot. where Bitcoin dominance is about to start moving down, and Bitcoin moves up, alts move up, everything moves up, and everybody's acting like we're at the blue dot, and we just finished like an altcoin mania season, where Bitcoin dominance capitulated. And again, if we're bullish on Doge here, which again, just using the data, we should be, again, because look at this right here. Again, I'll even add colors. Look at Bitcoin dominance on the left. Look at Doge on the right. Bitcoin makes an all-time high at the purple dot. Bitcoin dominance bottoms. Doge puts in a top. Bitcoin makes an all-time high, purple dot. Bitcoin dominance puts in a top. Bitcoin dominance puts in a bottom. Doge all-time high. Guys, I'm literally expecting, like, why would this time be different? I don't know where it goes, right? But you understand the point. Dominance down, altcoins up. And if we're bullish on, Doge here and bearish on Bitcoin dominance and bullish BTC USD, again, and we're trading, here we go, Pepe Doge, and we're bullish on, this is Pepe Doge, and we think that Pepe Doge is, breaking out here and it's going to go up, like, like this. Again, I just gave the whole thesis, guys. Like, if we're bullish Doge, which history tells us anything, we should be, based on what we're seeing. Again, Bitcoin dominance rolling over. Bitcoin sweeps the all-time high and then nukes low time frame, then recovers. And then after that, Doge goes crazy, altcoins go crazy, and we're bullish Doge, and the Pepe Doge pair looks like this. I mean, you do the math, right? Like here it is. Like here's all of the evidence that I possibly, can present, right? And it's about keeping your emotions cool, calm, and collected, and having a stomach for volatility. And if we're presented with new information, then we will happily flip our biases, and we will change that up. But as of right now, it just doesn't, I'm not seeing the obvious signs of like a global top. I'm seeing we had a lot of froth going into the Bitcoin all-time high. I'm seeing a major correction and open interest cleanse. And just a reminder, guys, we showed the Pepe video in the beginning. We were doing analysis on Pepe 400% ago, and nobody cared. And now look where we're at, and everybody is, down 35% on the day, after being up 400 or 500%, and people are nervous. But again, allow me to be the calm voice of reason. Bitcoin does this every all-time high. Bitcoin dominance does this every all-time high. Doge does this every Bitcoin all-time high. We are right on track, guys. So anyways, we've been going for about half an hour, guys. I hope that was comprehensive enough. I hope I conveyed my thoughts clearly. Again, it's hard to, I got a lot of thoughts going on and a lot of things I want to share, so it's hard to keep in order sometimes, but I hope that you guys learned something, and I hope that I can be, a calm voice of reason for you guys through the local volatility, because I think that, again, the best is still yet to come. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel. Again, help us get to 6,000 subscribers. We are growing so quickly thanks to you guys. So please like and subscribe. Last but not least, check out the first link in the description below. It will take you to becausebitcoin.com/premium. That's where you can sign up for our Discord. We're about to close it off. It's getting really crowded. We've had a lot of new members join. So again, we're going to be increasing the price by about 300% here very soon once the BB terminal drops in 2 weeks. BB terminal is basically a Bloomberg terminal, but for crypto people. You're for sure going to want to use it. That will be included in your Discord membership. So you might have, a couple weeks to sign up. I got to talk with the team, but yeah, sign up sooner rather than later, because eventually we're going to gate it off. And we're also going to increase the prices quite a bit. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and also check out the first link in the description below to join our Discord, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care, guys.